All right, we are recording. Okay, you guys, so tonight I just wanted to talk about a couple of things and then seeing if we can get everybody scheduling a wrap party sometime this month, next month. I'm not big on it. I know my team hasn't done many, but the ones that they have done have turned out pretty decent. And my philosophy is if you haven't done one, how do you know it's going to be a hit or not if you haven't tried it? So I did a vendor event last month, yeah, with Gabby, and it went really great. It was just a small one, but it was a good start. The only party I've done was my launch party that I did by myself that 2 people showed up to, and then the other one was Devin's launch party, and I did a facial or a wine and spa party, which actually was a decent hit. So Allie Hardin is on here, and she recently did a wrap party. She actually did one online, and I want you to talk about that one too, just kind of how you ran that one, because I know how you talked about different products each day or whatever, and then talk about your in-person party and your thoughts on it, and if you think you're going to keep doing them, and any advice you have for somebody who's looking to have a wrap party. Okay, hold on. Let me unmute you. Okay, you're unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so.
Oh, hold on. You got muted again. What the heck happened? All right, there you go.
Okay, am I good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with the in-person one because that's what I did last night. So I just went to my friend's house. She hosted it, and there were 5 people there, and 4 of them wrapped. One of them was the host. I only had a box of wraps with me, or the other girl wanted to, so they're going to have another party soon. So I made $75, super easy. So I got there, and the first thing I did was wrap them, and as I was wrapping them, I was kind of telling them a little bit about it. One girl did her legs, and then everyone else just did their bellies. And then I just put the saran wrap around them because I didn't have any more fab wrap with me, and that worked fine. So while I was wrapping everyone, I brought big, I think it was almost 50-ounce water bottles from the dollar store. They were $1 from Dollar Tree. And everyone filled those up so they could just drink those during the party, and then I let them keep them. So they really liked that. They're like, oh my gosh, these are really nice. I'm like, oh yeah, they're from the dollar store, but everyone really liked them. And then that way I knew they were drinking their water, and then they could remember, oh, I have this new water bottle. I'll drink my water the next couple days. So as they were wrapped, I didn't bring the party pad with me because after I looked through that, there wasn't really, I don't know, I just didn't think there was enough in it. So I just took the catalogs, and I had the 4. So I had one and then passed them out to the other girls and just kind of went through and talked about which ones I've used, even the ones I haven't used, just a little bit about each one. And then I also, let me go grab it. I made little wish lists, and I brought pins and passed out these little wish lists for people to write down. It's just I don't know if you can see it, but
okay.
Just a little wish list that they could write down because it's kind of hard to remember all the products and what they do and trying to just keep them straight. So I just passed out pins and those. And then after talking about all the products, a lot of them had questions, and some of them I didn't know. So I'd have to look up on my phone, and they knew I was new, so they didn't mind that at all. They'd rather have the answer than me just be oh, I don't know, or just make it up. So that was fine, just looking it up. Or a lot of it is right in the descriptions on the catalog too. So then after we talked about everything, I had them circle 3 things on their wish list that they would like, and then explain the loyal customer deal. So they're oh, okay, I can do these 3 products, and there you go. So at the end, I just okay, I told them my website, and I said, pull out your phone, let's get you guys ordered. And only one girl ordered last night, and the other ones are going to order when they get paid tomorrow. So I got 1 loyal customer from last night, and then worked out fine because it you're okay, get your phone out. Everyone got their phones out, and then everyone's just ready to order right away. So that worked out good. Yeah,
I like that you said that. I think that was smart.
Yeah, I mean, it worked.
Even if they didn't order, you're walking them through how they can order.
Yeah,
they do decide it is time. So I really like that. I wrote that one down.
Yeah. So I thought it worked great. We're going to definitely do more parties because they were all my sorority sisters. So a lot of them weren't in town. So we're going to do some more. This was on a Wednesday. So we're going to try to shoot for like a weekend next time when more people can come down from wherever they're at. But I loved it. I want to definitely do more wrap parties. And like even
you said the host is kind of a PDT as well.
Yeah. She wants to sign up. She kind of wants to use some products. She's like the teeniest little thing, and she has like teeny little stretch marks on her butt, and she's like, I'm going to order the stretch mark cream. I'm taking care of this now. So that's what she ordered, and so she's going to try some other stuff too. But she wants to host another party this summer, and then hopefully by then that'll be her launch party.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that worked out good. And then the online party, there's my boyfriend snuggling the cat. My online party I did last week or the week before, I can't remember. And I made it 4 days. So each day we talked about a different product. The first day I think was lifestyle or skin. And then the second day we did lifestyle. And the third day we did wraps, and then greens and oils were the fourth day. And I just had the host invite her friends. This was kind of a dud. Not very many people did it, but I was kind of glad because that was the first time I went live. And I don't know, as the week went on, I got more comfortable going live and knowing what to say, like what to do when I'm live. So I thought it was fine. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that like not very many people, I think she was the only person that popped up live every video, but other people watched it after. But I felt more comfortable after just having one person there. So it was kind of nice. And then I just talked about the products each day. And then after I talked about it, and after I got off, I would post the before and afters for what I just talked about. So I'd go live, and then right after I'd post, okay, here's like Fat Fighters wrap, like whatever the theme was for that day. I'd post the before and after so people could see that. No one ordered from that. Like I said, it was kind of a dud, but I'm definitely going to try it again. I think the girl that was doing it, she's like from kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Literally no one had heard of anything about It Works, but I like friended everyone that was there, followed some of them on Instagram, so hopefully they'll keep seeing my stuff.
Cool. And when you said like they had a lot of questions at your in-person one, and you told them like, I'm not sure, I need to look it up, that's good. That lets them know that like this is easy and that they can do that too. You know what I mean? Like you didn't know like all 100 questions off the top of your head, so be like, man, that's a lot of info. I don't have time to do this. But for you to say, hey, just give me a second and I can look it up. I don't know the answer. That's actually kind of comforting to them to let them know like, okay, she doesn't know the answer, but she can look it up real quick, and she's going to make sure, you know, she doesn't have to like retain all of this information.
Right.
I mean, there are still some questions about the products that I don't know, but you know, after time you will retain a lot of things. So that was good that just, even though they knew you were new, it's okay. Cause it's like comforting, like, and then when you went live, about how long was each live video that you did?
The first one was really long because it was the skin. So I felt like there was just like a lot to talk about with the skin. So that one was like 15 minutes, and the other ones were around like 8 to 10 minutes. Did
you do any live demos with anything?
For that one I didn't, because I was like half in Florida for some of it. So I didn't have like some stuff with me, but next time I definitely want to wrap on like there. That'd be cool. And then do the Fat Fighters demo. I wish I would have I got my cleanse like right when I got back and the party was over, but that'd be cool to just like show them drinking my cleanse or something like that.
And what products did you have present with you at the party, the online or the in-person party?
I still have my box here that I like packed up. I got like little $1 store bins. I'll show you. So here's my little bin.
Oh.
And then I just had saran wrap. I had my like starter pack of essential oils. They're empty, but I had like my cleanse bottles, and you could kind of still smell what it smelled like. So they like to smell that, I guess. And
were you diffusing oils during the party?
No, I passed them around. I didn't even think about that, but that would have been a good idea to bring my diffuser. I had my ThermoFit, hair, skin, and nails, and Fat Fighters, and then eucalyptus oil. And then the little defining gel, they like put this on their hand just to like see what it would feel like.
Okay. And did you show them your before and afters with the wrap?
Yeah, I posted those like in the party before they got there. I like made my before and after like the header of the event on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I showed them that, and then I pulled up the Pinterest page and like whatever they were interested in, I just like scroll and find like the stretch mark cream to show her that.
Okay, cool. Do you have any tips for anybody that maybe hasn't had a party yet that you would want to give them?
I think make it as laid back as possible. Like I didn't like stand up and do like a big presentation. Like they were sitting on the couch, I was sitting on a chair, and we just kind of like talked through everything. So it didn't really seem like this like a scary like presentation type thing. I was literally just telling them about the products, which was like cool, and it made me more comfortable, and it just made it like, I don't know, more relatable and not just like, oh my gosh, like this is like a salesy thing. Like I don't know, it just made it more relaxed, I guess.
I think a lot of this applies, I think, to parties, online, your lives, like your messaging. If just be you, don't be a sales bot. Like, don't read off of a script. Like, just be you, relax, and people are going to be more comfortable with that. I think that applies with everything. So that's really good. When I did my what was it called? Wine and spa party. So everyone was of age. So I wasn't trying to serve wine to anybody who wasn't of age. But I brought like a bottle of white and a bottle of red. And, or I think Devin did. I think Devin had it. But anyway, so it was her launch party. And I think that sounded better than wrap party. And I bought little black hand towels, like not a washcloth, but like a hand towel, super cheap. They were black, and I handed it out to everybody, and I had the entire skincare line except for Repairage, because I haven't ordered that. I just used Preventage. I probably should just order it just so I have it on hand. But I was like, okay, you guys, like, it was if they wanted to buy a wrap they could, but the facial wraps is what we had on hand because we were doing like a spa thing. So I let everybody, use the cleanser and wash their face, use the toner, I think, and then we had the exfoliating peel. They did the peel real quick. That takes 5 minutes, and then they put the facial wrap on if they wanted, and then everybody sat down. And I handed out catalogs, and I gave them pens, and I said, okay, as we go along, if you see something that interests you, circle it in the catalog. So we were talking, and I literally tried to have, and with all parties, like, you guys can have a party without any products. You can. Like, you just sit there and talk about them. I really wanted to do one where I almost have, like, every product now. So I had a lot of things on hand, and I think it helps that people, like, can actually try it right then and there before deciding if they want to buy it or not. I know I would be more comfortable with that. So I did had the whole skincare line, and then I had greens to go, and I mixed it up, and I bought just little plastic cups and shook it up and poured little samples so they could each taste it. I didn't make a shake because that would have taken a little bit just to blend it all up, but I let them taste the powder. I put a little bit of powder in a cup and let them, because I think the powder is delicious for the vanilla. I had greens chews, and I had the defining gel that they could like put on their hand. I brought a sugar scrub, so if I had an extra one of these, and I told them whoever bought a facial wrap would be in a drawing for the sugar scrub. And so everybody just kind of, wine isn't as big of a deal with the facial wraps as it is like the real wraps, because it's kind of just more moisturizing than anything. It will tighten your skin, but so everybody was just kind of relaxed. We were all drinking wine, and they were tasting the products as we were going along, answering questions. One girl used the wow right then and there, and she was actually getting married in a couple weeks or something like that, and she just put it on like up under here, and like her results were crazy. She goes, what the heck? She's like, I need some of this. I'm getting married. And I think she does like some like fitness competition stuff. So she said she was going to order the wow. Nobody ordered that party, but that one was a lot of fun. I liked having all the hands-on stuff that everybody was able to use, circled what they were interested in, so that they would remember. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I think I would prefer to do that kind of party. But yeah, so you knew her. That's how she did it. So does anybody that's on here have any tips for finding somebody to have a wrap party? Raise your hand and I can unmute you. No? I can't see half their faces. So something you guys can do is just post about it on Facebook in your area. Ask people you know to host a party and bring people. And then before you leave that party, sign up another party. Like, find somebody there that wanted to try the wrap but didn't have $25, and you could be like, look, you guys, who wants to try a wrap for free? All you got to do is host a party and bring your friends. And so maybe somebody that you didn't know that your friend brought signed up to do a wrap party, and they're going to bring all their friends that you didn't know. So I think that is a good way to get I'm missing them and be like, hey, here's how you can wrap for free. Michelle, has anybody said that they would want to do it? She said she's just made a status about who wants to wrap for free and then telling them about it. But yeah, so I think, gosh, what's her name? She went double diamond her first month with wrap parties. I'm drawing a blank with her name. But anyway, she said before she left each party, she signed up the next one right there. So she had one set up. So now that my kids are older, I think that that's something that I want to do more of, like vendor events and wrap parties. I had a tip for my vendor event. So I made these like on Photoshop, and it has their name, their phone number, if they wanted the wrap or the sugar scrub for the giveaway. If they wanted to host a party to try wrap for free, they could circle that. If they wanted more info on the products or more info about making money. So all we did was they came up, wrote their names down, and then I gave them a catalog. And if we talked about a certain product, I circled it for them to give it to them. But I was and Allie Frazier actually gave me this tip. She goes, go around to all the other people like that had a table set up and introduce yourself and maybe exchange business cards or something. And I did that with one person, and her name's Patty, and she was talking about, she's with Pampered Chef, and she was telling me like I could host a party. I was like, oh, I've kind of been, interested in maybe ordering something from there. I've never, but I was just kind of BSing with her, and I was like, here, find yourself on Facebook. So I handed her my phone and let her type her name in, and she sent a friend request to herself from my account, and she accepted it. And I didn't reach out to her yet. And with all the posting I had been doing, I posted about looking for hair models, and she commented me. She's like, you saw how short and fried my hair was at the event. And so I messaged her and signed her up right then and there for hair, skin, and nails. And it was because it was another vendor that was there at the event that I connected with and talked with, and we exchanged cards and stuff. And now I might host a party for her for Pampered Chef. So I like that, like, just and Allie also said too, like, when you're talking to them, ask them how long they've been doing this, what other vendor events do they like to go to, and that kind of, because when I started, Gabby found this. I don't even know how Gabby found this vendor event, but I don't even know where to look, like, to begin to look for vendor events in my area or whatever. So she was like, get intel from like the people around you, and maybe they will give you one that you would want to do in your area. So that was huge. And I had a lot of things on hands as well. I had it's essential bars. I just cut them up into tiny pieces, like one bar, and then bought like mini cupcake holder things and put each piece, and people were able to grab it if they wanted to, along with the chews. And I had green samples that they could take home, and we had wraps, and I had energy drinks because I had the BOGO energy. So we had those on hand as well. I think at the party, that I did with Deb, and we had an energy drink and let them taste it too. But yeah, you guys don't have to have a lot of products to do a party. I think it's great if you have them. You know, don't go blowing all your money just to have products for a party. But there's just different ways to do it. I know, Mackenzie Schultz, that's her name. She was doing them at Panera or something like that, just casual, like every Wednesday was having a wrap party or something, and people were coming and signing up and just doing it in a casual setting if, you know, if she didn't want to do it in her home or the host didn't want to do it in theirs. So I kind of like that idea, just doing it in a little public place. Has anybody else on here done a party that they want to give their tips on? Raise your hand or not, Debbie? Okay. I got to, okay, you're unmuted.
So I've done quite a few, as well as, and my biggest tip for wrap parties is really just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it matters so much because you're going to have a couple people there probably that know you already or have followed you on Facebook, especially if you're friends of friends with people. So they're going to know your humor as you're being you. They're going to know your sarcasm. They're going to know
if you're being fake.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, people are going to be able to call you out easily, you know. They won't because people are polite. But so just really be you. My very first party that I had was during football season, and that was right when I signed up, kind of, maybe a month after. And it was a boy-girl party. Oh my gosh, I sound like I'm in high school. But, you know, my husband had all of his guys come over, and it was during one of the playoff games or something. And I had all their girls come over, and I had you know, chili and everything, and just made it like a fun day event. So the guys hung out in the garage and the girls hung out inside, and we did a wrap party. And I ended up getting, I think there were like 7 girls there, and I think 5 of them signed up.
That's great.
Yeah, and it was just because, and I had barely had any products. I think it was like my 2nd or 3rd month, you know, so I didn't really have anything. I had greens, but also just one of my things too is if you decide to talk about the whole catalog, make sure that you go through Product Coach and find some information. Everybody always likes to look at paperwork. You know, look at ingredients and such. So when I first started, I printed out all the ingredients for all of our products.
That's what Gabby and I did for the vendor event. We made sure we had the ingredients in case somebody asked. We had it in a booklet right there that people could.
You know, somebody might want to know. Sorry, my kid. Somebody might want to know if there's strawberries in the greens. Well, or in the greens chews, because they're allergic to strawberries, and maybe they can't have the greens. But what about greens chews? Are there strawberries in it? So if you don't really know your stuff, and you don't really have to, like you said, you don't have to know everything, and you can say, I'm not really sure, let me get back to you on that. And that way you have on hand the ingredients too, so that way you can look, you know, and you guys can learn together. So really, I think just be yourself. It pays off so much in the long run. And it's okay if you say, this is my first time, I don't know what I'm doing, so thank you very much. And I know I said thank you to the girls that were there like 27 times. And I felt overwhelmed and such, but 5 people, you know, I got 5 loyals out of the deal in one, you know, so, oh my goodness, are you kidding? Now, later on, one of the loyals stopped doing the skinny pack because it didn't work. And she has one of those bodies that she's never going to lose weight, blah, 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 whatever. Really, it was because she wasn't drinking water and she wasn't eating more than once a day. Like, let's get real. But the point is that she's still a loyal customer. She doesn't order very often, but she'll order something random every now and then. You know, it was a year and a half ago. But so it always gives you good connections too. And then you can always message, you know, it's not as awkward messaging people when, even if they're not like a consistent loyal now, they still have some sort of background on the products. So even if they don't order, they can end up telling their friends, hey, I was at this party and it was fine. And and I saw all the stuff, and you know, the ingredients are real and it's all natural, and yeah, it's cool, you know. So word of mouth goes far, and there will be word of mouth by people that you invite to party. So
Do you think it would be a good idea, I just like had this pop into my head, to give like each person that attends your party like maybe 3 Blitz cards to like hand out to their friends who they think might be interested? Like,
I did because when I first started, I didn't really know what to do with Blitz cards. You know, I super stay-at-home mom to 2 little boys, you know, a day old or a day apart from each other, you know, so I didn't really get out much. So I ended up using my Blitz cards and gave them Blitz cards before I had business cards. And the people that ordered, they wanted to take them. So, you know, sure, that's fine. So if you leave that as an option, and here's it, because you can have all of your information, and if they have any questions, here's my card. It's easy, it's simple, and it gets everybody else in the room to be like, oh yeah, well, I'll take 1 or 2 too, you know. So it helps out a lot.
Have you ever done any like hostess perks outside of like wrapping for free for hosting a party?
Yeah, I don't know if perks really, in my experience, perks don't really help, because if, you know, for me, if I've had my girlfriends host parties, and they're going to do it because they're my girlfriends regardless. So I have yet to have a random person be like, hey, yeah, come on over, you know. I'm trying to get to that point, and maybe have that friend of a friend be like, yeah, this is really cool, this is awesome. But it hasn't happened yet. So for me, my girls just hosted because they were nice, you know.
The only reason I asked is because like with the Pampered Chef thing, and I know with like other parties, they're always like, well, this month you get 60% off a product or double the rewards point. Like, we don't have that. We can literally make up whatever we want. So I just didn't know if anybody had success with that, and just saying, hey, if you host a party, you can wrap for free, and if you get like $100 worth of orders, you get a product of your choice under $40 for free.
I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You know, and especially if you run an auto shipment every month, you know, and buy the BOGO deals and stuff, you're going to have extra products. And I have in the past, when my hostess, you know, I've had one of my girlfriends, she was a loyal for a while, but she held a party, and she really wanted to try the cleanse, but she didn't want to spend money on it. And I said, well, I'll give you a cleanse if you get people here, no problem. Like, you can, you know, sure, no problem. Like, I have no problem with that. Because I think the cleanse, it was back when it was buy 1 get 2 free or whatever. So I had cleanses up the wazoo, because I had, of course, bought like 3 of them, and so I got 9 cleanses. When BOGOs happen, I buy a lot. You know, if the 5, I'm going to buy at least 3. You know, but so yeah, I think that's good. And you know, like you said, yeah, Pampered Chef has this, and on the month of December, everything is 70% off, or you get 70% off your personal order or whatever. Like, that's cool. We already have 40% off, which is awesome. So throw that in there, plus an extra product or something on top of that. That's like super savings, you know? So.
Yeah, the first wrap party I did like was for myself, and I invited a couple friends, and like it was just like a lot of work trying to make sure everybody was going to be there and what was going on. And it would be so much easier if you could just find one person to host for you and let them worry about inviting people, and be like, okay, you can wrap for free. And if you want to set parameters for like, if you get so much money in orders, like you can get a product under $40, or whatever it may be. I really recommend trying to schedule a wrap party at that current wrap party just to keep it going. Hand out extra Blitz cards to each person to let them know, hey, and maybe do a refer a friend program with them. Give them like 3 Blitz cards and be like, hey, you guys, like if you refer a friend and you get somebody to sign up and host a wrap party with me, a free product or something. You know, you guys you can do that stuff. Nebby, raising your hand. Hold on. I had it set to. Let me. All right. You guys can unmute yourselves now. Sorry.
You know, back when we started, Caitlin and I know Amber and a couple other people, we had a referral program.
Yes. Oh my God. It was amazing. I hate that.
It was amazing. And I think, positive, negative, whatever, I see why they did away with it. I really do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can still do it yourself. You can still instill that yourself. So, man, yeah, that was good times. But anyway.
I had one girl get like 4 people referred, and she got like 4 boxes of wraps for free.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like
Crazy.
It's so crazy. But at the same time, like, so we can do that ourselves. This isn't wrap party related, but I have loyals that have ordered consistently for over a year. Mm-hmm. And it's people that I thought maybe they would try 3 months and then would just be gone, and I have a couple loyals that have stuck around for 15, 16, 17 months. So obviously we give them perks and bonuses and stuff, from It Works, the $50 and then the $150 at a year, which is amazing, by the way.
Like after a full year, they got like $300, like with the 10% with each order too. It's crazy.
Yeah, with their perk points and stuff added up. Christmas time was one of my girlfriend's year mark, and she ended up cleaning up. She bought Christmas presents for everybody in her family, and because she uses the products regularly, her younger sister, oh my gosh, what are you using? Oh, it's a facial line, blah blah blah. I'm sure they've done a facial together, but hey, guess what? Here's your own package of facials. Like, how awesome is that? That's $100 worth of stuff for free. Yeah. So I end up, I'm really good with sending my loyals cards and just kind of like reminders. And hey, guess what? You've got 2 months left until you're at your year, and then you get $150 in free product or whatever. So I keep up with that very well. But why not throw them an extra pack of wraps if you get on the BOGO? Whatever. Like it's a way to say thank you. Like it really. And even the people that order for 3 months and then quit, but they order the system or they order something with mega points, like, it's okay. Throw them a bone and just be like, dude, thank you so much. And, I see that you're not ordering anymore. That's cool. But if you want to try a product that you have never tried before, like, open it up into the line, let them know, hey, you can try exfoliating peel if you want. I've got an extra one. I'll more than likely, I will gladly give it to you. Yeah. So just take care of your. I think it matters.
Yeah, I've been meaning to start like the thank you card thing, and like I just got to go find a place to buy them. But I had a little customer too. She signed up. She actually lives in my neighborhood. She signed up when I was home in Ohio, and I just didn't check eSuite. I got the email that she was a loyal. She said she did. It was for the BOGO wraps, and then I went to look to message her about her second order running. Before it ran, like a couple of days before, and I saw she didn't have an auto shipment set up and that she paid the membership fee. And I know in my description I didn't have, like, it didn't say that. And I was like, I messaged her, I said, hey, did you know you paid the membership fee? Did you mean to do that? And she goes, no, I thought I had to, and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, like, do you want me to call customer service and see if we can get that refunded and changed, and or what do you want to do? And she goes, no, it's okay. And I'm like, I'm so sorry I didn't catch it sooner because I was home. And I was like, let me give you a product. I was like, is there a product that you want to try? And she ended up ordering like defining gel, but she's like, something from the facial, like the skincare line I've been interested in. And I was like, okay, well, this is what I have on hand. And she goes, I'll take the exfoliating peel. Like, you don't have to do that. I was like, no, I want to. Like, I feel bad that I didn't catch it sooner. I walked her down an exfoliating peel for free. And just gave it to her, like, thanking her for, even she didn't like want to mess with calling customer service and stuff. So I gave her a free product. And I think taking care of our customers is huge, you guys, because we can have 100 distributors on our team, but if nobody has any loyals, nobody's getting paid. So, and when people are like trying to like promote and like crunch volume time, they're like, okay, I'm like 30 BV away from this 400 box. Like, don't forget about the current loyals you guys have, and let them know. Maybe somebody that is under that 400 box that's a loyal of yours, and maybe they've got $50 in perk points. You can let them know, hey, you've got $50 in perk points. Do you want to spend that? And maybe they'll spend it, and maybe they'll spend it on something that's got like 80 BV, and you end up getting 30 out of it, and that's your 400 box, and you didn't have to go get a new loyal customer.
Yeah, and when you do, it's easier to bug isn't the right word, but to message people
Reach
about
out.
towards the end of the month when you keep in contact with them.
Yeah.
So, you know, do the little things like sending the reminder, you know, just sending them a quick message. Hey, your auto ship is going to run in a couple days. I'm sure you got the email, but I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
You know, that it makes it so much easier.
And when you do that too, like maybe they'll be like, hey, I really love my hair, skin, and nails, but I think I've been wanting to add the greens. You could walk them through adding another product to their order and then bumping up your BV that way. So that helps raise your BV even more as well. Now, sometimes, you know, they do go for a lower BV, and that sucks. But
I had a girl go from wraps to fat fighters. That's cool. Okay. It's all right. But at the same, and then she's like, next month I'm going to go back onto wraps. I just want to try this out. I'm like, all right, that's fine, whatever. And sure enough, I'm back to wraps. So, but it's a really, really good way to keep in contact with your loyals. And that way, for me, I'm a realist. I don't like people jumping down my throat, trying to get me. I don't like pushy people. But at the same time, if I'm talking to my girlfriend, my Pampered Chef girl, you know what I mean? And I get my steamer or whatever and I realize, hey, I need a new one. Mm-hmm. If she hasn't talked to me in a year, just even to say hi, or even 6 months, I'm probably not going to order from her, and I'll order from somebody else.
Yeah.
So pay attention to your loyals. And also, for me, I have it written on like an index card system. Anytime my loyal changes what their usual auto ship is, I write it down. So that way, in flipping through my notes, I can see, oh, they went from this to that. So that means they're out of their realm. Maybe I should ask if they like the ThermoFit or why they're not ordering this. Maybe they just wanted to change it up, see what's going on. Maybe they have some, whatever. So then you can get honest reviews from them too on the products, and just figure out where their heads are. So,
yeah, I think one of the things that I struggle with the most is keeping up with my LCs after their 3 months, because I feel like I have so many customers. And people slip through the cracks where I forget to keep contact with them. So I got to come up with a better system. I mean, I write them down on my Steps to Success, and I write down their 3 initial months on like my little calendar here, like so I can remind them when their next orders are running. But when their 3 months are up, I'll read the message that I send to people after their 3rd order runs. Come on, someone's being slow. This is what I send to them. I say, hey, you've completed your initial 3 months. I don't say you've completed your 3, I let them know, like, your initial 3 months. This isn't the end. Like, if you want to keep ordering, you can keep ordering. You have to manually shut off your auto shipment if you don't want it to run anymore. You have X amount of perk points available. If you turn the auto shipment off, those perk points expire in 30 days, which I think that's changed now to where, like, it's whenever it's set to run next. I'm not sure. But if you leave an auto shipment running for a total of 6 months, so 3 more months, you'll get an extra $50 in perk points, and 12 months gets you $150 in extra perk points. It is set to run, and I give them their date. So you can either turn it off by going to auto shipment, cancel, and confirm, or you can change the date under edit auto shipment, or you can leave it running. And if they loved the products, since you love the products, another option you have is making a couple extra $100 from your phone, and you get to keep the same discount. I would love to give you more info about it if that's okay.
That's good.
So when I send that, I'm kind of like, balls in your court. I let you know it needed to be manually shut off. And so I think for me, that's where I lose it, because I don't keep track of their orders if they're ordering after that. So I'm not perfect. So I guess I got to come up with a better system of keeping up with everybody, because there's just so many people.
And I obviously don't have as many customers as you, but I have quite a few. I use just like an index card, like a recipe book or a recipe card book. And I just so I have it sectioned off from 1 to 5, 6 to 10. I do it in increments of 5. Yeah. So that way, because the email that It Works sends generally sends out like 5 days before the auto shipment runs.
I swear sometimes they don't even get an email.
Well, that's their choosing though.
Oh.
So they can turn on and off email and texts or whatever works. So if they don't get email, that's on them. So that's why it's beneficial for us, because otherwise They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was coming.
Yeah.
So what I do is I do that little recipe card system, and it sounds so silly, but it works for me because I can just keep it on my desk, and then I see it and it stays in one spot. And then I will write down the months that they've signed, and I will tag with little sticky tags, the little pullback tabs or whatever. And I'll just do pinks are for current oils. Blues are for ones that, used to order or went past their 3 months. I do ones that go past their 3 months, and then I do like 3 months that you just know from the day that they sign up that they're just not going to order past 3 months.
Yeah.
So it happens, And then so it's just, I don't really have like a big, huge system. Like I know a lot of the leaders and stuff have big like organizing systems and stuff. I don't have time to organize because I can't even keep my bathroom clean, let alone organize. So I just try and make it as simple as possible.
Yeah, that seems like a good system. I know I need to do something like that, just because when I started in the beginning, I had this like long running list of like everybody that had signed up, and that was really great because I could just go down that list right then and there. Maybe I need to do something like that too, so I can like easily message them when deals are going on and stuff like that. I quit doing it because I think it just got overwhelming. But now it's hard because like when I place my LCs, I can't remember where I placed them, so I have to go into TreeViewer, go back and look at my steps of success and see who I'm even trying to talk about. So
yeah, for me, I did it that way too. I kind of had a big, huge like paper, because I'm a super visual person. But for me, it's just a lot easier because then I can take out the people that have canceled or that got canceled. So that way I know I'm not even going to deal with them. And same thing for distributors. If people have quit and literally canceled, then I'm throwing your card out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because I don't have time for that, and I'm not going to keep things in my system because I see it in eSuite all the time anyway. So like I don't need another reminder.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely going to try the index card thing. I think Asia is somebody that does that. I think that's where I first heard it. Is that where you got the idea, or did you kind of do it?
It's just me. Index cards are life.
Okay. So I think that's something I'm going to try. I know some people have said, like I think Jade says she's got like horrible customer service because she's more focused on like signing distributors. She's lucky to get 4 LCs a month, but she signs like 15 DTs a month. So that's her focus. But at the end of the day, if we take better care of our customers, not only could they possibly order past their 3 months, but they could turn into a distributor themselves. So I think it's super important that we kind of get just kind of like a better handle on having more organization for keeping track of orders and being more personal. And back to the parties real quick, Jade has said she got to ambassador without throwing a single party. That's her niche. Like social media is her niche. That's how she's doing it. For me, I don't know. I mean, social media is a niche for me, but I don't know if parties is a niche for me either because I haven't really done many. So I would like to expand what I'm doing. I'd like to do vendor events and do some belly to belly stuff because before Jade, it was kind of all belly to belly. She's kind of the social media innovator when she came in, 4 years ago. So a lot of people that went to ambassador before then did everything in person and did parties and just it works. Everything works. You just got to find your niche. You got to do it a couple times. Your first party like mine might be a dud. Allie's first online party was a dud. Your next one could be killer. Your next one after that could be a dud. Like I know Mackenzie Schultz said, 1 week it would be fantastic and the next week nobody would show up, and she just kept doing it, and it just happens. Same with not everybody we talk to is going to order, or not everybody that signs up as a distributor is going to be successful, because some of them had a couple where they sign up, they do their initial training, and then I never hear from them again, and they cancel their account, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, you wanted to do this and I helped you, and then you never talk to me again and block me. What did I do? Like, I'm just here to try to help you. So
what did you? Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Were you? Oh, you were just talking to him. I didn't know if you were trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So find your niche, you guys. If you haven't hosted a wrap party, if you've been nervous about it, just do it. Just host one and laugh and be yourself. It doesn't have to be super professional. I'm sure there are lots of videos on YouTube about, you know, what you can do to throw a wrap party outside of what we're talking about now, but try to get one scheduled. Try and bug your sister or your cousin and be like, I need you to do me a solid. I need you to like get at least, and what I like to do, if I say that what I like to do, but because I've only had 2, but from here on out, if somebody's going to host a party for me, they can wrap for free. I let them know, if you're going to wrap for free, you need at least 4 people to come. You know, I don't want to waste my time and have one person show up. Now, that one person could be my next Jade Hooper and signs up as a distributor right there. I'm not saying I'm not going to do the party, but I'm just saying, if I'm taking my time out, I'd like to make sure that people are going to be there if I'm giving you a $25 wrap for free. So, yeah. I think, is that the one where Jade interviewed her, Allie? Or it's a separate one? She's got a separate one. Okay, I'll have to look. I don't know if I've the only one I've seen is the one where Jade like interviewed her and she kind of talked about how she does her parties. But yeah, does anybody have questions about parties? Try to get one scheduled and just reach out to, you know, somebody you know first. Who, like, if it was my sister was my first little customer and it took me a week and I was like bending her arm, like, sign up. I need 4 people because I want my $120 in free product. Like, that was what we had back then, and now it's the $100 back, which is fantastic. But it took me a week of like bugging her, and if I wanted her to host a party, I'm sure she would do it because she's my sister. So find somebody who would throw a party for you and be like, I need like 4 people to get there. You gotta find 4 people to get there. Please do me a solid. And from there, pass out the extra Blitz cards to the people to refer and hand to their friends, and try to get a wrap party scheduled at that party. And, you know, try to just go from there. Have fun with it. Anything you buy for the party, you guys, is tax deductible, you know, so save your receipts. And Allie bought those water bottles for those girls. She can write that off on her taxes. It was a business expense. It was part of the party. So does anybody have any questions about parties or organization for loyal customers, since we kind of touched on that? Raise your hand or unmute yourself. Nope. Okay. All right, you guys, let me